Call Gallatin County Board of Education regular meeting to order on 10/21 of 2025, the year of our Lord, at 1800 at the Wallace Central Office Building. I'd like to welcome everyone. All board members are present. Stand for pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Step my game up.
I need a motion to approve the agenda with the approval on of signing the 2 field trips they've already did, that email was sent out that nobody didn't respond back to, and then also the bus grants through the WHAS Crusade for Children's Fund for the 2 buses, or 2 vans, whatever they're calling them.
Make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Is that our field trip request?
No,
Oh.
that's a grant for 2 buses that we could, Purchase.
So we just adding that to the consent agenda?
yes.
Okay.
John so moved.
I'll second.
Miss Becky seconds. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Any public comments? Hearing no public comments, moving on to board member comments. Miss Becky?
I don't think I have anything. I know.
Wow.
I
Miss
know.
Amanda?
Hey, I just want to say how nice the sidewalk is.
Yeah.
It's really, really good to see the kids having a place to walk. Looks great. And also, I noticed as I was dropping his off at the ball game, the moms around the FRC, that really looks nice. So our campus is really looking nice. Just want to give a kudos to everyone on that.
Miss Ashley? Mr. Jones?
Would agree with Amanda on the outside of the campus, inside of the campus. I don't know what route we would go through, but custodially, we're hosting a district tournament. My opinion, gym's a mess. Just could use some sweeping out and some things of that nature, that maybe a little TLC. When we invite everybody in, it would be nice if it was at its best. And when I have to get a broom, that's not speaking too highly.
Where did he wants to?
My wife can speak on that.
Is that something we can, I know we talked about before, like there were some people that wanted to, during the winter, remember we talked about instructional aids and things like that. They said that they could pick up the overtime. Well, I guess it's not overtime, but is that something we can pay additional staff to do?
I don't know, I would say the locker room probably hadn't been swept out in months. Would be my bet. Just a decent cleaning, and they may come back and tell you that the coaches need to have everybody clean everything out so they can clean it, and that would probably be appropriate as well. But when we're inviting people in, we want to make it look as good as we can make it look, and I don't know that we've done that.
Did you catch the first part of the conversation? Mr. Jones, the custodial?
Just a little encouragement that when we're having tournaments or district tournaments or inviting FFA teams in or something of that nature, just to shine it up a little bit more than what maybe it's been shined up.
It's on the radar.
Okay.
And when is that, John?
It's taking place now.
Oh, now.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we'll
yikes.
probably missed the boat on that one, but I think it's set up where almost every district tournament we're hosting this time. Is the way that's set up, so everything that comes up, we're probably could have a chance to shine or not.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I got a couple quick things here. At the last board meeting, I know some people kind of got upset with me, which is okay. I just want to explain something. I want to explain things to people in the public here. I've always said, be respectful to the board will be respectful back. And I've done pretty good at that over the past couple of years, I feel. In closed sessions, parents can say whatever they want. We're not supposed to respond to them. They can call us everything but a white man. We're not supposed to respond. It's no different than a judge sitting on the bench or anything else. I know people out here is putting posts saying we're power hungry. No, if somebody's child does something wrong, they're going to get punished for it. But then, you know, I don't believe in punishing a child because of a parent. And everybody knows the situation I'm talking about and things. Some people try to get their child in more trouble than what the board's planning on giving them, I think, part of the time. And just to try to make a point. But I will say this, if somebody comes in here during public comments and they have something to say, be prepared what's coming back at them. I will not let nobody in public comments disrespect this board. And I can been accused of being vicious with my words and stuff sometimes, but some people deserve it. And I just wanted the board to understand my thinking in the closed session of why I didn't say nothing that night. Legally, we're not supposed to. Is it hard to sit there? For me, yes, it is. But I had talked with Jake about it and things, and he knew I understood, and he was happy I didn't say nothing to get us sued. But I just wanted the board to know that that will not happen to you all in public comments. I will speak up before anything like that happens in a public setting, but in a closed session setting, we have to take it. That's all I had. Moving on to school staff reports, principal reports. Anyone, anybody? How's your all schools looking?
I thought they were pretty good.
How's your communication?
You thought they were clean, huh?
You probably don't go in the locker room on a daily basis. That's fine.
You even know where the locker room's at?
Back in the other part.
Yeah. Moving on to 6B, student school board member, Ms. Brianna Griffin. How you tonight, ma'am?
I'm doing well. I spoke with some FBLA members. They went to their, I'm not sure the exact name of the conference, but it was like a leadership conference where they learned different leadership skills and things like that. And they said that that went really well. And then this past Saturday, the FFA, we took some freshmen to the freshman leadership conference at Owen County High School. As a regional officer there, I had a workshop that I ran. Mine was over communication. Some of them was over different time management and just different things like that. We had 9 kids go. They all said that they had a really good time. There wasn't really much other feedback I really got from that, but so FBLA and FFA is looking pretty well from my perspective. I'm trying to, my goal for next meeting is to have some sports involvement, so.
Good job.
Y'all
So-
got a thing coming up, what, Thursday for Indianapolis, I believe?
Oh yes, next week. We're going to National Convention. It's open to anybody in the FFA that is willing to go. There's applications. We've been telling everyone about it, so just waiting on more people to turn their forms in. That's it.
What date of them gotta be in by tomorrow, I believe?
Yeah.
Okay. Got anything else?
Nope.
Thank you. There are no more comments. Moving on, Mr. Eddie Bushman.
You have a copy of the attendance report in front of you. A couple good things on it. Enrollment is up a little bit, or continues to be up, even from last month. Did add a column down here at the bottom right just to compare this year's attendance percentages at this time to last year's attendance percentages at this time. And you can see that generally across the board, every school is up a little bit. I think a couple of reasons for that. The schools are doing a really good job with some proactive communication and encouraging good attendance. In addition to that, I think when we do start to see some attendance problems creeping up, schools are doing a good job of reaching out, intervening in some of those situations in order to get kids back in school. Additionally, I really believe kids like being at school when they feel safe, and it's my own personal opinion that things like no cell phones, getting other stuff out of the school help create a safe environment. So I think that has that's my opinion. I don't have any data to support that, although the data is looking favorably there. So I think all those things adding up, in addition to when folks are truant, they're being held accountable. You know, we are doing our required duty of filing on them with the county attorney. County attorney follows through with that. So I think a combination of accountability with some proactive work by our schools in creating a good, safe environment for the kids has led to an increased attendance percentage. I'm hoping as we get into the colder winter months that we'll be able to maintain or even do better there with that percentage. You asked me a couple months ago to keep you updated on truancy numbers. We have had we have two that have gone into truancy, one of which I have already had a file with the county attorney on. So it's a little bit sooner than last year that we got our first one, but hopefully they aren't as fast this year as they were last year. Other than that, any questions on the attendance report there?
For pre-K, how's our numbers still holding there?
They're similar to where we are this year. They're down from last year, but pretty consistent so far in the 3 months this year.
And do you look at it picking up after Christmas break with kids and stuff? Or?
I didn't see any big changes last year. Then again, a lot of districts have seen a drop in overall enrollment, not just pre-K, but overall enrollment, and we're kind of one of the oddities where we've seen a little bit of an increase in overall enrollment. So it's been, honestly, this year's been really unique. It's been kind of hard to get a good read on it. So
And what's our, just rough number? I'm not gonna, no, I didn't, the enrollment for pre-K.
for pre-K,
We have 72 students.
yeah, it's in the low 70s.
72?
Mhm.
Okay.
And because of eligibilities and how preschool funding works, we have 6 more kids that we'll have to test that will probably qualify to come. So
And
for this
does anybody know
78.
the actual cost to run a pre-K program?
I can get you that.
I'd appreciate it. Armin sitting down there like, oh man, he's fishing. No, reason I'm asking, I was wanting the numbers for something that being worked on. We're one of the very few districts across the state that has a pre-K program like we do. And there's a lot of other districts, I've had some contact me and ask me if I knew the total cost of it and things, and how, as a small district, we're doing it. And to me, and the board said it before, it's more of an investment into our children than it is more of a daycare setting like some of the districts thinks that it would be. And so if you could give me those numbers, I'd appreciate it.
I can get you those by the end of the week. I can tell you what the state gives us for per preschool kid who's 160% below the poverty line or who have a disability. The state funds us $5,000 per student.
So 160% below,
160 cents below, which is a stricter contingency than what free and reduced lunch is.
and then of course anybody with a disability. And you say that's 5,000 a student?
5,000 per pupil.
In those numbers, if you don't mind, also just a number of how many of those pupils we're receiving that money from.
Okay.
Just a quick follow-up, if I could. So how do we handle sickness? Because I know we want kids at school, but when they're just chronically sick, we don't have sick kids going to truancy court, do we? Or how do we verify sickness? Or
You get in a sick, if they're sick, that's an excused absence.
okay,
So truancy is only for unexcused.
okay, got it. All right.
So
And
in
there's no-
addition to that, you get 5 parent notes that just kind of cover anything and anything you want. So
Okay.
it really, if you're legitimately sick and provide those doctor's notes, it's really hard to be true it.
Okay. Because you don't want sick kids at school, obviously.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And
Thank
even
you.
when a school nurse will send a kid home because they are obviously sick, it's excused per school nurse.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
CAO report, item 6B, Mr. Tony Jury.
Happy birthday, by
Oh,
the way.
thanks. Oh, already heard that.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, half century mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever think people don't love you, just turn 50 and you'll find out
Yeah.
how much they do
Yeah.
with all the signs and balloons and
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah,
Really?
Good.
yeah, yeah. So
He seems excited about it.
yeah, I still don't know how to feel.
Oh, wait, we should show them a picture.
No, it's okay. A lot going on right now. Thursday is what's called a Quality Control Day. That's when we get a first look at what our district accountability will be for this year. And then that will be publicly released. And there'll be an embargo period. I think it's November 16th or 17th, and then it could be publicly released on November 18th. Just our preliminary looking at it, because we get our scores back from Pearson. That's the platform where the students take the test. We get those individual scores back. And, you know, we've arranged those and analyzed those, and you know, we're kind of excited, cautiously excited, optimistic. I think it'll be better than we've seen it in a long time. At the same time, with our federal classifications at the elementaries, with being TSI, that's targeted support and intervention, we're just not sure yet, because there's a formula that Kentucky uses, and then there's a formula that the federal government uses to determine TSI. And so I don't want to put any predictions out there and be wrong. I've done that before, and it's not fun. So I'll just wait until we can release that publicly. With that, teachers are working hard across the district. Principals are working hard. We've done a lot of training. I read an article about Mississippi. In 2009, they were about the fifth from the bottom. And their legislature invested in training for all teachers, and legislated that teachers go to the letters training, that's the science of reading. And we're doing that now. It's not been legislated, but that's what we've been doing the last 2 years. And the Mississippi is among the top 10 now. And I wish that our legislator, they're trying to legislate learning with a couple of the bills that's come out, the holdback bill and a couple others. I think it'd be better if they legislated training, required training, because when we get teachers coming out of these teacher prep programs, they really don't know how to teach. We have to train them after we hire them to teach. And so Mississippi seemed to figure that out. So if y'all want to look that up and just see that, that's kind of the model we're following as a district, bringing in a lot of training. And it's not comfortable for teachers to have to go through training and change their practice while they're teaching. It's difficult. It's really difficult. But I'm pleased to say that every teacher in the district that I know of is working hard to do that. They really are. And we're seeing results. That's going to be evident, I think, soon. Our big focus was novice reduction. I think you're going to see the most novice reduction we've ever had. Traditionally, our scores are flat, they're plateaued, because we have a lot of novice, but we really are going to see some novice reduction. And that's just the start, I think. That's just the start. We're going to keep that going. We're going in the right direction. We have implemented our district benchmark assessments that were self-created according to the standards that the teachers said they had taught based on their pacing guide, and we're getting those results back, and that's interesting. It looks pretty good. We're also looking at the November 4th event. Later on in the agenda, we have a planning committee. That's just an annual thing to approve a district planning committee that's appointed by the superintendent. So we're in that process of improvement planning. That's where we look at all the things that we're doing, like the training and the improvements that we want to make. And we review last year's plan and the activities that we did, and we make a determination: are they working? You know, is it worth doing this again, or do we want to tweak that or revise that any at all? So that's the process again. But on November 4th, we did this last year. I sent out an invite last week. I've had 13 responses with about 27 people so far that's planning to come. So if we get those 27, that'll be good. I'm going to send that out again before this week is over, and probably, well, I think the 27th we'll have to close it down so that
Could you say, what date did you say it was? Mr.
November 4th, 3rd,
Third.
I'm sorry, 4th is a board
Jim?
meeting.
What time?
5 o'clock, 5 to 8. I'm sorry, it's November 3rd. Some data was released today, and I've been staring at computers all day, so I'm kind of slow thinking at this moment. Sorry about that. But that's what I've been looking at. The other thing I want to mention is House Bill 190 says that every Board of Education has to have a plan for advanced coursework by December 1st. So we'll be bringing that to you at the November meeting for your approval. And each school site-based council, it's grades 4 through 12, so each school site-based council is looking at that. The state released some sample policies, site-based policies this week, and we're looking at those, so we'll be glad to get that to you to have a look. Other than that,
Those was just KDE recommendations, wasn't they?
yes,
Okay.
just example policies.
Would that be for this year or for next year?
Yeah, it's for this year,
Okay.
starting in January.
January,
Yeah.
all right.
Can't think, is there any other things that you guys want to know about? I haven't included. When we get the data this year, how do you guys want to see that? How do you want us to prepare that for you? Do you want the big packet, like the 100-page, or do you want us to condense that down to show where we were last year versus this year and how we rank
I
against
like the
state?
second option myself.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll work on that, and you'll have it as soon as the embargo period's over. I'll have that prepared, and I'll send it to Mr. Arvin, and he can send it to you guys. We want you to see it before the media sees it, of course, and all that, so.
That or just sign your non-disclosure agreement.
True, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
All right. No other questions?
Nope.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you, Tony.
Mr. Chair, I did have a comment I should have added in my board member comments. If you could give
Go
me
ahead,
10
Ms. Margaret.
seconds. Wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Lovell for writing that grant that we got.
Good job.
1,000, what was it, 100,000?
$32,000.
$32,000.
$432.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I remember it was a big number.
Ms. Margaret, I totally agree with that sentiment, but that 25%, I'm still trying to swallow the fact that the matching 25% of it.
Okay, all right.
But
Fair
good job,
enough.
Matt.
Yeah. Yeah. But we appreciate that. Thank you.
I will say, we've been getting some good grants lately.
Yes.
We spent 25 and got the, almost 500 back, or a little over 500 back. And Matt spent 145, got us 400 and something. And then I keep forgetting your name. You need to do something, make me mad, so I remember your name was sitting over there.
Bishop.
Yeah,
Nicole
Miss
Bishop.
Bishop. She got us, looks like she got us the buses.
Yeah.
We got the invitation to apply, which
Correct.
not every nonprofit or school system gets an invitation to apply. So, and that will be no match. I just want to point that out.
Well, it's a testament to our people, so that's
Yes.
awesome.
So I agree with Ms. Burgett, excellent job. Everybody get a chance to look over SBDM agendas.
Oh, we have superintendent report, don't we?
I was gonna get to that next,
Oh.
I skipped it. HR actions. Mr. David Arvin, item 6E.
So, quite a few things, and some of this I shared with you guys, but I just want to run down, because we've had a lot go on in the last month. We've been able, our middle school has added an Algebra 1 class. I know we talk about that advanced coursework bill, so that's something through meetings with the middle school we talked about and were able to get put in place this year for a group of students. So I believe it was this past Monday or the Monday coming up, one of the two. The course currently has 19 students enrolled. If they earn a B or better, they will receive high school credit at the end of the year. So that's one step in, building this the way it should be. Next year, as we get going, we will look to kind of move that down to create some advanced math coursework at a minimum, all the way down to at least the 4th grade level. So. School newsletters, all schools are now sending out either a weekly or monthly newsletter. I shared these with everybody a few weeks ago in an email, and I hope you've had time to look at them. They're also linked on each school's website. And again, I said this to the principals in our principals meeting, but I truly appreciate their efforts to improve communication with families this school year. The sidewalk project has been mentioned. Those do look fantastic. That's not done. They've still got some more things they're going to be doing over around the lower elementary. But I'd like to give a big shout out to Sherry Broderick for writing the grant that made that project possible. Mr. Lusk, our instructional coach at the high school, I've never heard of this, but found out that this week in one of our meetings that he has developed some micro-credentials for our high school teachers, and these are training modules that range anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. They were created in response to teacher requests for some additional professional learning opportunities. So just wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Lusk and the high school team and the staff for their initiative and commitment to professional growth. We've got a KET visit this week. They will be on site with the film crew to highlight our district and the outstanding work taking place through the Arts for All program in our elementary schools, and the big thank you for this goes to Ms. Bishop and Ms. Morris and Ms. Earsing for coordinating this effort and representing Gallatin County so well. So we're going to be on TV for something good. On Monday morning, myself, Mr. Jury, Mr. Butler, and Ms. Thompson attended an event at Gateway Community College and are working on a plan to share the great opportunities available to our students. We've talked about that before, but now that we've had the meeting, now we're getting some planning in place for both students and families to be able to explore these programs firsthand and just expand opportunities that are available to our students. Today, I was able to attend the Carroll County Community Development Corporation meeting to connect with some local business partners. I had productive conversations with a representative from NAS about bringing a group to tour our schools, and I'm looking to build relationships with KU and Dow, who are also participating in these meetings. And then later on this week on Friday, I'll be attending the I-71 Economic Development Alliance Fall Forum in Owen County. And the goal remains the same, to promote the great things happening in Gallatin County schools and to strengthen our partnerships with local and regional businesses. I'm proud to share that upper elementary principal Melinda Earsing was accepted today to participate in the Kentucky Women in Education Leadership program called QUEL. She will be officially inducted on January 28th as part of the program's 9th cohort. She was one of 33 women who were selected statewide for this honor this year, so congratulations to her on this well-deserved recognition. And then you all have a copy. This was very well received last year, the holiday dinner that took place between the upper and the middle school. So you've got the flyer for this that will be going out soon, but this is hot off the press, so I wanted to give that to you guys so you can put that on your calendar. You also have a copy of my professional growth plan, and speaking with Mr. Purgett and getting this put together, that is there for your review. If you have any suggestions or anything you would like me to add to that, please do not hesitate to let me know. And then, as Mr. Bushelman gave kudos to everybody for the student attendance, one thing that was asked about a lot last year that I worked with Ms. Riddle to be able to track in a reportable fashion is staff attendance. And so far this year, our staff attendance across the district is at 97%. So kudos to all our teachers. Again, I think when you create positive work environments throughout the district, people want to show up. So we've got 97% teacher attendance through the end of September.
So just a reminder, the professional growth plan is a part of the superintendent evaluation, and we'll revisit it just briefly in December, January.
And that's all I got.
Moving on. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda with the additions. Add item K, field trip request that we received through the email, and item L, signed for the WHS Crusade for Children's grant.
I move to approve with the additions.
Miss Amanda so moves.
I'll second.
Miss Ashley seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Recommended action, new business, item 8A, formation of the district planning committee. I so move
Move what?
for the approved formation of the planning committee.
What, don't you have to designate somebody? Aren't you looking for them to designate a board member?
Yeah, we need a volunteer. Non-volunteer last year.
Yeah, I thought he was doing it again this year.
Oh,
That's
that
why I
was-
went ahead with the motion.
That was assumed in the motion.
Well, I would hate to mess up anybody's assumptions.
Just like Amanda volunteered for the calendar
I was
committee.
waiting for that.
I'll be glad to do that.
Mr. Jones seconded with him as the representative. There no further discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Item 8B, approve formation of district-wide calendar committee for school year 2026, 2027 with Amanda as board representative. I so move.
I'll second.
John
Wow.
seconds.
All over that one. Everybody's all over that every year.
Hearing no further discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 8C, review, approve one-to-one reading program. Also move.
Second.
Mr. Jones seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye. Hearing no further discussion.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, aye, yeah.
5-0, motion carries. Review, approve SNAP mobile agreement.
I will so move.
Miss Becky moves.
I would ask, I just
Hold
got
on
a
here.
copy of that
We got a
contract
motion on
today.
it, sir. Please hold. We
Okay,
got a
well,
motion
all right,
on the floor.
you can make-
Second, I'll second.
Okay.
Now the floor is
Well,
open for
I was wanting
discussion.
to make the motion, now you got a second man to read this, but I was wanting to make the motion contingent on, my tweaking and approving that contract, getting them to approve it. I didn't get a copy of that till today. There is two slight changes I think need to be made to it. So if you can just make that
Yes.
approval on my, getting that tweaked and
That's
approved.
part of my motion, yes.
Thank you.
See how easy it was.
Is that part of
Jeff?
your
We're all
second?
over
That was part of my
tonight.
second. I just held on there.
I don't think it'll be so easy to work with.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Review, approve first reading of policy prohibiting critical race theory. I so move.
Second.
Ms. Ashley seconds. Hearing no further discussion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item 8F, review, approve first reading of policy prohibiting instructional sexual orientation or gender identity in grades K through 8. I so move.
I do have a question on that one.
Wait 1 second.
Second.
Ms. Amanda seconds. All right, Ms. Ashley.
How come, can we go to 12th grade on that?
When we originally put that in, and everybody thought it was put back in policy a couple of years ago, that it was discussed among the board, K through 8. And that was kind of what was agreed upon with the board at the time, K through 8, because we felt when a child got into 9th grade, then they had the ability to distinguish what they wanted to read and what was right and wrong. They can't be forced to read nothing, they can't, it's on them, but then, too, in that discussion, we put on what was appropriate and non-appropriate in our libraries and things.
I would rather it not be in it, period.
And
In this, I'd rather it not even be a part of.
after it's approved, or, well, you can do that, you can add amendment to the motion if you would like to. Under parliamentary rules, you can amend the motion since there's a first and second on it. and then add your amendment. I'll do a call on that amendment to see if it passes, and then,
You have to get a second on the motion
Correct.
to amend. So if you wanted to say, I want to change 8th grade to 12th grade, you can make a motion to amend his motion, see if there's a second to change 8 to 12. Everybody vote on that, see if they're in favor of changing 8 to 12, see what I'm saying? Then you would have a second vote to see if we're even passing this policy, which is just a first reading, by
Yeah.
the way, I was just
Yes.
pointing out.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could wait
It could
and,
be-
you know,
yeah, you could do
You
it
think
now,
about
you
it,
can wait.
yeah, you can think about it. Because you're gonna have 2 readings, you know,
Yeah.
before this is gonna be recorded in your master policies.
I mean, I'd like everybody to think about it, and then
Okay.
we can, look at it in the second one, but.
I'll make a note there, Miss Ashley.
But I would ask a question on that of what prohibiting instruction means. I'm not in favor of teaching people that they need to open up their sexual orientation. I'm a little bit worried about, are we gonna be banning books that happen to have reference to a gay person in it?
No, sir, and that was what,
So, I mean, that
John, what
would
it
be
was, when it was
kinda
originally
my concern.
discussed, the board was under the assumption that this was already done when we done it a couple years ago, and I found out it wasn't. A district contacted me about getting our policy and using it for their district, since we didn't get kickback and stuff on it. Well, when I went to look our policy up, it wasn't found nowhere. And then when Jake and Mr. Arbin started looking for it, it was all in the minutes, but it was never put into a policy.
Yeah, so to that, yeah, I mean, it was just a motion in the
Yeah.
minutes at the time, somebody at the meeting made the motion, so I never said like, hey, let's go have a second reading, make it a policy. I mean, I think the purpose was accomplished by making the motion in the minutes, so we knew it wasn't an actual, in your written policy, but you made the motion, but now that we've, been instructed, hey, we wanna have this as a policy so that it can be looked up more easily, show people, okay, but I don't, I mean, to your point, John, the policy that we've got here says that it would prohibit materials addressing gender identity in grades kindergarten through 8. So, if you applied it through 12, would that address would that prohibit a book that addresses gender identity in 12th grade? Maybe. I mean, it says addressing. We made it broad. We made it
Addressing's a
broad.
very open,
Yeah, and it was intentionally
Open
made
to
broad
interpretation.
because, we thought the intention was, at the time the motion was made, the intention was prohibit anything that addresses gender identity. That's appropriate through K through 12. So, I mean, that was what the board at the time wanted. I mean, I'm not saying that's what you gotta do now, but it is broad.
Yeah.
It's broad.
So,
That's my argument
that's
back
why
then
I
when
was,
it was. Go
sorry.
ahead, Miss Ashley.
That's what I was wondering, because I read it as in, it could be talked about if it wasn't prohibited within the school systems.
No, what was
So what
discussed
keeps
back
that
then.
from happening though?
Well, I mean, they could do it now, and right now, the way it is, they could do it, and we still couldn't. That's why it was I had it put on the agenda to make it into a policy. And what was discussed back then, I've heard it used before, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good rule. They call it, one board member, I was talking with them down in their district, and they said they call it the FCC rule. If it can't be spoken on air, can't be said on air, can't be shown on air, or talked about on air, on TV or radio, then it shouldn't be talked about in school. If it can't be read in a public
there's a
meeting.
lot of stuff on TV.
Depends
on what channel you're on,
That's
my
kind of,
friend.
that's kind
Yeah,
of the rule that
FX.
they use, and they're talking about over there, like local, yeah, there's a cable TV, it's got a lot of stuff on it.
But I wanna make sure I understand your question. Now, what exactly was your question? I thought you started to ask something after John did.
No, so the way I understood it was, you're prohibiting these things that can be taught or spoken about in these grades K through 8, but then grades 9 to 12, it's open,
Right now,
and you can, yeah,
yeah, the original motion was K through 8.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So a 12th grader could there be a book in the high school library that, addresses gender identity, which, again, that's a broad term, because at that, we used a broad term. It was used in a motion trying to make it to apply to everything for K through 8. I mean, could, there be a book in the high school library that, references gender identity? Yeah, I think there could. There couldn't be in the middle school.
But
under
could
this.
could
It's more
that
of an
be,
influence.
well, that's what I'm asking. Could a teacher be speaking about it? That's what I'm asking.
I would
Like,
say in the high school, they shouldn't be, because there's no curriculum from the state of Kentucky that deals with that.
but what's prohibiting them from doing it, though?
Well, they're supposed to be teaching curriculum. So if they're not teaching curriculum, then that's something that we're gonna make sure we're addressing with them, because that's not their purpose of being here. We're here to teach curriculum.
That's what we'd like to think.
Yeah, well, that's what we'd like to think.
I
But
mean-
to bluntly answer your question, is there a clear black and white prohibition like there is on K through 8, which you've had prior, now you're memorializing in a policy? The answer is no. I mean, you won't have that sharp, clear of a line. It's going to be a grayer area for your high school. This is just going to be black and white clear for K through 8. So to answer your question is no, to be blunt.
Well, we'll have a second reading, and everybody can
Yes.
Yeah, it's just first reading.
think about it and
But
make
I don't-
changes on that one
I
if need
don't
be.
follow how we can do a reading that can be clear what our objective is.
Let's say it again now, do we?
I don't know how we can put this in a proposal that is clear of what our objective is. When you use open words, open-ended words, those are used so that there is no clarity.
Well, no, I mean, in this policy, we used broad words so it would try to apply to everything, because the purpose of this original motion was to ban, was to prohibit it. So it's broad to try to ban, as much as we could. I took your question to be kind of the reverse, is does a book that mentions sexual identity, is that covered by addressing in the high school? I don't know, in K through 8, clearly, any material that addresses gender identity is gonna be barred by this thing. I mean, I think we wrote this thing to be broad.
Well, I mean, I'm 100% with what I think the objective of this board is, that they don't want teachers or organizations teaching kids to open up windows of,
Mm-hmm.
you ought to explore being transgender, or you ought to explore being gay. I don't think that's the purpose of education. I don't think that's what we want to support.
Yeah.
So I support the board on that. But then there's taking things to the nth degree of, we do have, when I was principal, we had probably 3 transgender kids in our building. We had multiple people that expressed that they were gay. I'm certain, several books that have gay people in the books. I'm not real interested in being in a witch hunt of going through with a highlighter and having a big book burning over everything that exposes what is out in society. Our kids have a responsibility to know what the world is.
And John, that's why, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but at the time, that was part of the discussion and stuff. And Miss Becky and I had discussed this, Miss Amanda and I had discussed it, and that was part of the discussion, and that's why we said K through 8, because 9 through 12. We're not here, and I'm not, if a child feels that way, then support that child. That child should not be demonized, that child should not be bullied, nothing. We're here to support those children. We're not here to teach it, but we're
Yes.
here, and that's where the K through 8 come in. When we said, fine, we're banning everything K through 8, that's right at broad, so it covers everything, but once they get into 9th grade, then that child is old enough to make his decisions and stuff on, hey, this is how I truly feel. It ain't being told how they feel,
Yeah.
and that's why it was written.
Which, when you get down to all those things, if our teachers are doing properly, our teachers aren't, they're teaching a political system, but they're not teaching you to be a Republican or a Democrat.
Correct.
They're hopefully teaching you how to be an informed student to make a determination of what you want to be and what suits you and your family. So I'm all about educating and making our students aware of things. I am not about, in any form of life, us as a school institution telling people how they need to be.
Exactly.
So I don't know how you put that in writing, but if you can figure out a way to put it in writing, I'll support it. But I don't want to be somebody who's voting no on something when I'm really for what you're saying, but it's so loose out there that I don't feel comfortable being for.
In other words,
If
you
that
want the
makes any
wording- you want the
sense.
wording cleaned up.
I don't want us to have a big book burning.
Right.
I think the K through 8th was because they're easily influenced, right? These
Yeah.
are children. That's why there was no talk about the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. I understand what Ashley is saying. She doesn't want a teacher to come in and start influencing them. But like Mr. Irvin said, that's where they fall responsible, and people will say something.
And
if
I
they're
think
not teaching the
if
curriculum.
we hear of that, or if we have parents coming and saying they're trying to teach that you ought to be open to doing this, this, and this, that's when I think that's your domain, that you need to be saying, we need to be teaching the curriculum. We have a curriculum. That is not our state curriculum. But I mean, I don't know how we put that in policy.
Could we not just literally say that it's not to be taught from K to 12?
Yes.
I mean, that's what this says, prohibits classroom instruction, programming, or materials addressing sexual orientation or gender identity. I mean, it would prohibit curriculum, it would prohibit programming, it would prohibit books in the libraries that address sexual orientation or gender identity. That's a pretty complete ban. So, I mean, would this prohibit a book that talks about gender identity from the 8th grade? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it would. I mean, do you want to apply that to 12? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think, you know, the board at the time didn't want to. Do you want to think about that some more for next time? That's on you all. But
If a 12th grader can do it, a 9th grader can do it, because we can't
Sure,
segregate
sure.
your library. I mean,
it's all high
everybody
school.
in
Whole
at
high
9
school.
through
That's
12
why
is
this
in there.
stops at 8. Yeah.
And John, that's kind of why at the time we
It's things
stopped
to
it
think
at 8.
about. Things to think about. So, all right.
I've got a motion, Amanda seconded for the first reading. And then
Did I?
the, any questions, any suggestions anybody's got, shoot them to Jake. He can, that's what we pay him for. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. 5-0. Item G, approve COPS grant.
Make a motion when you approve that.
Mr. Jones so moves. I'll second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And I've got that paper here to sign. We moved 145,000 that was tucked away in the bus to cover the 25%, was it?
25%. I just
Okay.
wanna say that won't get moved until after I talk to KDE about how to handle that money. It's federal money, so I gotta figure out all those guidelines. They normally give me a code and everything on what to do.
It's all in the coding, Ms. Mary.
I know it is. I'm gonna leave it sitting where it's at until I find out where it's supposed to go.
I'll make the motion to enter into executive session regarding KRS 61.810, paragraph 1, subsection F, for discussion for hearing which might lead to discipline, dismissal, or expulsion of a Gallatin County students. I so move.
Second.
Mr.
Okay.
Jones seconds, or whoever that was.
Who's the second?
Mr.
All
Jones.
all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We are now in executive session.